The former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch has pleaded not guilty to more than a dozen criminal charges in just the last few hours related to allegations that he ran an international sex trafficking business. That's Mike Jeffries leaving court today out on $10 million bond. His employee, James Jacobson, pleaded not guilty a little earlier, make that a little later today as well. You'll recall that Jeffries, Jacobson, and Jeffries' partner, Matt Smith, are all facing charges or a scheme that prosecutors say ran from 2008 to 2015. They're accused of spending millions to organize so-called sex events and lure young men in using, quote, coercive, fraudulent, and deceptive tactics. The men were allegedly promised modeling opportunities or help with their careers, and if they didn't comply with what was asked of them at these sex events, then they were told it could harm their careers. That, according to the indictment. NBC's George Solis is joining us now. George, Jeffries' partner is supposed to enter a plea. What are you hearing? What's happening there now?
Yeah, Tom, what happens now is that Jeffries must remain here in New York City, Long Island, or the Southern District of Florida, where he has a home. He remains out on that $10 million bond. And it was actually Jeffries' attorney that during this hearing entered that plea of not guilty. Now, we do know he was joined in court by his wife and son. Now, all three defendants, including Jeffries, face those 16 federal criminal charges, that one count of sex trafficking and 15 counts of interstate prostitution tied to the alleged 15 victims. Prosecutors again alleging that Jeffries and associates ran that sex trafficking scheme from 2018 to 2015, and that overlaps to some degree with Jeffries' tenure as the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. Now, according to the indictment, the trip, these men used coercive and fraudulent deceptive tactics to get these men to attend these sex events, as you mentioned, so that these models would be promised these lucrative modeling deals. Now, for the most part, prosecutors said that these guys went along with this because they thought it would lead to a career with the agency. And we know at some of these parties, according to the indictment, they were given alcohol and drugs, muscle relaxants known as poppers. Now, for its part, Abercrombie issuing a statement saying, quote, "Our thoughts remain with those who bravely raise their voices." Keep in mind that Jeffrey stepped down as CEO of Abercrombie in 2014, so the company has had some distance from him for a while now, but some of these allegations also surfacing last year, and some of these coming to light now based on this current indictment, Tom.
You know, we've seen some high-profile figures accused of sex trafficking in recent years, not unlike the Me Too movement. Does each case seem to empower others to come forward?
Yeah, that's something that prosecutors and law enforcement in general kind of want to highlight. When you talk about some of these civil lawsuits that come in cases like the Jeffries one, they always believe that there might be more victims out there. So they always encourage, as difficult as it is for some of these victims in some of these cases, especially as the names start coming out, to come forward. We've seen it in the cases like Diddy. We've seen it in the cases of Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly. And again, the key messaging from prosecutors and law enforcement right now is, again, you have 15 alleged victims in this current indictment. Some of this, again, repeating itself from the 2023 allegations. So the concern is that there are more victims, and as difficult as it is, they are encouraging any victims in this case to come forward, Tom.
George Solis, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.